night, my friends and I, Jimmy, Kevin, Sean, and Sam, were hanging out at the local cemetery, smoking pot, when Jimmy, the craziest of us, pulled out a spray can and starts decorating some nearby gravestones. We all told him to knock it off, but he didn't care. So we just laughed along with him and continued to pass around our supply of marijuana. Suddenly, an old man shows up out of nowhere. His clothes are filthy and his beard is scraggly and weird. We thought he was a bum, and maybe we were disturbing his nap or something. But he claimed he was a caretaker, and he did say it a little weird. I think he said something like, "I watch over the people here. They've given me all they have to protect them from the likes of you. Be gone." Seriously, he said, "Be gone." Almost like it was the 12th century. Anyway, Jimmy basically laughed in his face. "We're not bothering anybody. If they don't like it, they can come complain to me." And then he sprays the guy right in the face. My other friend Kevin jumps up and tries to stop him. But like I said, Jimmy's crazy. So everyone is kind of afraid they'll be next. The old guy shouts out some sinister sounding gibberish and just disappears. Not with like a poof or anything. Just 1 second he was there, the next second Jimmy spraying at empty space. We all got pretty spooked. Jimmy got kind of freaked out, and then, well, he accused Sam of giving us a bad batch of weed. Anyway, we all decided to go home and sleep it off. The next day, I get a call from Sean, and it seems he did some investigating and found out that the caretaker at our local cemetery is actually a woman, and she didn't come to work that day. Is this pretty creepy or what? But wait, it's not over. Something weird happened to me. I thought I saw that same old man again today, but not in the cemetery, outside my window. And when I mentioned it to the guys, Jimmy just said I was drunk. But Sean, he just got really pale and started asking me a bunch of follow-up questions. Sean's the one who found out about the caretaker. This is getting more and more weird. Okay, so now listen to this. If you think things are really getting weird now, Jimmy, the one who painted the graves and spray painted the old caretaker dude, well, he got really sick yesterday, and he wouldn't stop babbling about the caretaker. Ended up going to the hospital, so we went to check him out. He was basically gray in color. He didn't really talk to us, but he was mumbling. He was mumbling something all jumbled up together. "Where is he? Where is he? Why can't I see him? The caretaker's coming. I have to get up. I have to get up. The caretaker's coming. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming." No one really knew what to think or say, but I could tell Sean was looking pretty gray. He had bags under his eyes, like he hadn't slept in about a week. He kept looking at us like he wanted to say something, but then he just walked away. Now, you're not going to believe this, but Jimmy is dead. Yeah, we were there when it happened. The doctor said he was making a recovery, a good recovery, so we brought him some balloons. The balloons basically said, Good luck, dumbass. Remember, Jimmy's a spray painter. And when we all got into the room, it looked like he was sleeping. So we just left the balloons. We were about to leave when he suddenly sat bolt upright, and screamed. He's standing right there. Don't you see him? He's coming for all of us. Fucking run! Get away from me! I'm sorry! Please! And then he was dead. Apparently he had a heart attack. I could have sworn I saw the caretaker at Jimmy's funeral. But when I got closer to get a better look, he was gone. So after the funeral, our friend Sean got together with me, Kevin, and Sam, the remaining four of us, to tell us that he thinks the old man was some kind of demon or something. I didn't get it all because Sam got scared and punched Sean right in the face. Then he started screaming at him for belittling Jimmy's death. He said, Jimmy's in the fucking ground right now, and you're talking about a fucking ghost? What the fuck is wrong with you? I kind of understand where he's coming from, but I can't lie. I'm getting a little spooked myself. I think I'll talk to Sean again tomorrow at school without Sam being around. I want to find out what the hell he's talking about. So now the next day, when I get to school, I find out that Sean is not in school today. Neither is Sam, the one who punched him in the face. Now I'm kind of freaking out now. What the hell is going on? Only to find out that the reason Sam didn't come to school today is because Sam is dead. He was walking down by the river this morning when a car lost control, tumbled off the bridge, and fucking splattered him all over the embankment. It took them 8 hours just to assemble the body parts for a closed casket. So on the way to Sam's funeral, I saw Sean. He grabbed me and practically dragged me to his house. He's been doing a lot of investigating. He had one of those serial killer walls with pictures and shit all over it. Newspaper articles, just crazy stuff. He told me that the old man from the cemetery was a Grimm. I said, aren't those from Harry Potter? Nope. Apparently, tradition holds that the first person buried in any graveyard has to protect it. Usually they buried a dog first. This way a human wouldn't have to do it. But not in our town. Sean found records going back to the first English settlers in our town. The first man buried was a devilish murderer named Isaac Brody. He was hung by the neck until dead, and that was in 1704. They buried him first so he could pay his penance for bringing death to the living by protecting the dead from the living. But there's only one way a murderer knows how to protect people: with murder. He says that the only way to stop him is to dig up his body, obviously a skeleton by now, and I guess destroy it. Well, graveyard desecration is one thing, but digging up a 300-year-old body and burning it, well, that's another. I told him I'd think it over and let him know. I left him there. He was all jittery and shaky. I don't know what to do. What do you think? So I decided to go along with it. Our other friend Kevin, he thinks we're crazy. He's avoiding us. Makes sense. I'd avoid me too. So wish me luck. Well, the plan went off without a hitch. Sean asked the real caretaker of the cemetery where the guy was buried, and she led us right to him. We came back that same night and dug him up. Yeah, we were worried that he was going to show up and do something to us, but he didn't come at all. thought I might have seen him out of the corner of my eye when we put the box with his remains into the car. But we took it to the tire yard, poured gasoline on it, lit a match, and poof, up in smoke. In your face, old man. Perseverance wins again. Okay, now something's wrong. It's been 3 days since we burned the body, and Sean's been missing since then. At first I thought it was because he was finally getting some sleep, you know, now that it's all over. But he never came home that night. There have been a bunch of search parties, but nothing's turned up yet. Kevin, he keeps looking over his shoulder, thinking that he sees somebody, and his teeth are chattering a lot. I keep trying to talk to him, but he's backing away every time whenever he sees me. And he seems to be mumbling under his breath all the time. Fuck, I just saw him in my computer, right where my profile picture should be. He's watching me, I know it. Please guys, you gotta help me. Tell me what to do. I tried going to the cops, but they literally laughed at me. I called my mom. She said the police have enough trouble as it is. But even if I stayed in my room, he can see me there. He's watching. I just know it. I see him all the time now. And Kevin wasn't in school today. Apparently he's sick. We made a mistake. I'm freaked out. We made a mistake. We must have done something wrong. Fucking Jimmy's dead. And I saw the old man at school again today. Fucking Jimmy, you had to do this, didn't you? I hope you're rotting in the ground. So I finally figured out what we did wrong. The caretaker is not that Brody murderer. It's the guy he killed. The townspeople back in 1704 made a mistake. They buried the victim first. No wonder he's so psycho. He was meant to be in heaven or hell or whatever. But he's stuck guarding some graveyard for 300 years. I'd be pissed too. I can see Jimmy outside. He's tapping on my window. And so is Sam. He's trying to hold his guts in, but he's not doing a very good job. The caretaker's probably there too. They can't hurt me. Noticing them gives them power. If I just don't look, 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 don't look. Oh my God, Kevin's head just exploded! And I'm still alive somehow. So I'm gonna try to find the real grave tonight. It's gonna be really hard because Jimmy, Sam, and Kevin are following me around everywhere. But I still haven't looked at them. And I see the caretaker everywhere I go. He's even sending me messages on Reddit. He's commenting to all of my blog posts. He's responding to all of my entries. He's standing right outside my door. I don't see Sam with the others, though. Maybe he found a way to stay alive and out of the graveyard. So I went to the graveyard tonight. I found the caretaker's grave pretty easily. It just so happens to be the one Jimmy vandalized. Seems like 1,000,000 years ago. I dug him up. Jimmy, Kevin, and Sam were there. About halfway through, the caretaker showed up. That was weird. He started to help. He started to help me out, to dig up the old grave. I was scared at first, but I'm calm now. It's weird. We got the coffin out, and there was a body in there. It was Sean. He got out of the coffin and put his hands around my neck. He didn't squeeze. He just put them there. It took everything I had not to look at him, but I didn't. I still haven't. And then the caretaker put down his spade and shovel, climbed into the empty coffin. Then he smiled and disintegrated. I hope that bastard went right straight to hell. I said all I want to say. Jimmy, Kevin, and Sam are all crowded around the screen now. Sean's still got his hands around my throat. I still haven't looked at them. I see them, but I haven't looked at them. I can't look at them forever. One day I'll look at them. But until then, this will never be over.